Alright then, so hey, what's up guys, it's Pohdoh here, and under high demand and under very high request, I'm going to be showing my Mage build right now, and it's going to be a full Frost build. It's going to have very little fire inside it, and it's going to have the Ice Mastery, but then, I'll just show you. I believe is unique. A lot of people opt to go either full ice or, not right now. Either full ice or full fire, but then, I decided to try to do a hybrid. Not really much of a hybrid because it's primarily ice. So here it is. Let me show it to you right now. So this is what it is. So let's show you guys for right now, and then I'll go into a more in-depth explanation in just a sec. So here you go. So pause the video there, and if you wanna, copy it, then feel free. But it is quite a difficult spec to use, and ice is a lot more difficult to use than fire because this fire just pretty much just consists of skyfire, lightning, shockwave. But with ice, you don't have, you don't really have a true reliable damage spell besides lightning, and lightning has a very slow cooldown, and your primary focus is going to try to be, to stun your opponent, to freeze your opponent for as long as possible. And it's kind of difficult, and it's way more difficult to play than, let's say a tank or an assassin, just because it doesn't just really consist of one combo. There's a lot of different combos you want to use at different times. So, I'll try to show some of them. Maybe not against these guys. Never attacked me before, Predator, nah, whatever. So anyways, let's see. I'll just go on to explain. I'm sorry if I'm stumbling. This is all live commentary. I'm sorry if the microphone's kind of weird. My usual microphone is just acting up on me right now, so it's not working. So I'm using this for right now. So anyways, one of the Frozen Mind, one of the Frost, and that they changed it from Frozen Ground. Now it's Frost. So anyways, I picked Frost just because it's more versatile and not because it's better. Honestly, guys, Fire is probably better. Fire is on many different ways better, because even though you can freeze people longer with Frost, the problem is you can't really deal any real damage. So what ends up happening is either you'll draw or you'll die just because of pure attrition and because you'll eventually run out of cooldowns. So anyways, Frozen Mind. That's cool. 3 in the Brazil, and then 1 in the Frost Blast. No need to put in the Chill Brain. Spell hit really doesn't matter. It's not the same as Resist, and I've never seen my spell miss before. Anyways, 2 into Erudition, 2 into Erudition, 1 in the Stone Armor, 3 in the Gift of Earth. The Gift of Earth is really important. Because without it, you're gonna be running out of mana really quickly. Erudition, I prefer not to put it there. To be honest, I wish I could put it in the Fire Tree, but then I don't have any choice because I need it in order to go to the next level. So next, the next category is Frost Trees, the Frost Spells. So then, anyways, for the next one, I do Winter Sleep, doing the Stone Spike, and then Winter Sleep is probably one of your most versatile spells you use offensively or defensively. It isn't as good as in an arena just because there's so much AoE going around, but in a contained 1v1 fight, it is absolutely crucial. I mean, if you don't have Winter Sleep, you're pretty much gonna lose every 1v1 against another mage that has Winter Sleep. So, anyways, 3 into Stone Spike, I guess it's not really absolutely necessary, but then it's better than putting it into Erudition. And then 3 into Rock Mass, in case they do break your shield, you want to be taking as little damage as possible. And 3 into Quick Freeze, this is kind of debatable just because the problem is it works really well against bad players who attack you first in arena. But then the problem is a good team will always go against, unless they're against another tank, a good team will always go for the Frost Mage last since they're ridiculously difficult to kill. So because they won't attack you, your Quick Freeze will never really activate. So it's a shame, but that's a whatever kind of deal. I have it here primarily because I don't do arena. I mainly do world PvP. In world PvP, they're kind of forced to attack you, so it does really come in handy. I wanted the Permafrost because it's especially useful to pretty much destroy sins, prevent archers from escaping. It doesn't really work that well against warriors since they're just gonna charge you because they have 10-second charge and it's retarded. But anyways, here's the thing that's different. I don't invest in the Ice Meteor. Ice Meteor is a pretty terrible spell if you ask me. I'll go make an entire, I think I'll make an entire video why you should not use Ice Meteor, but Ice Meteor is overall a pretty mediocre spell, and I highly recommend you not to use it, to be honest. Neve, it's not really good. Neve, it's situational, but the problem is what spells are you gonna use it with? There's only Ice Meteor pretty much. And then Stone Armor's insta cast, Winter Sleep breaks under Permafrost. And then Frost Blast is also insta cast. For Frost Bolt is already a 1.5-second cast or around 2-second cast, just because the server lags, and it's already really fast, so it doesn't really even matter. So you're pretty much only using Neve to make this spell not so mediocre. So And then Wrath of Frost, please don't take this. It's really annoying. The only way you can possibly activate this is if you go next to mobs, and that's just a really cheap tactic and it requires absolutely no skill and is retarded and is bullshit. So really don't do it, guys. And it is absolutely useless in Arena, just absolutely useless because you actually have to kill them. You can't, inflict damage. You actually have to land the killing blow, and because there's only 2 people in 2s and 4 people in 4s, it's very unlikely to do that. And there's diminishing returns, which makes your freezes end up getting resisted after a while, and you'll just end up wasting mana. And it's not mana efficient. You're gonna run out of mana unless you pot. And if you pot as a mage, that's just a really noob thing to do. You really should never run out of mana if you know what you're doing. So, anyways, for fire, 1 into Shockwave, 3 into Whispering Wind, only 1 into Elemental Phantom. I really wish I don't need to invest in Elemental Phantom, but I have to because I need 5 in the fire tree in order to get up to the next rank. Shockwave, it does pretty mediocre damage, but then with Burnout it does an okay amount of damage, and it's the only real form of AoE, and mages are the mage's main strength is their AoE, so you might as well take advantage of that. So anyways, there's also the Whispering Winds. I really wish I did not have to take this, the 2 but Blasting Fires all the way over here, so you can't take it. So Whispering Winds is very rare that actually comes in handy. I resist a few Blaze Prisons and a few Sin Cutthroats, but overall it's not that useful. It's just there because you kind of have to, and that's what really sucks about the fire tree right now. You just kind of have to take these in order to get to the next tree. But the important stuff: Elemental Mastery, Burnout, and Lightning Shield. And you really want Elemental Mastery just because it's important for a lot of your combos, because their server lag. So what ends up happening is that you're not going to be able to get a good freeze lock going without Elemental Mastery and faster frost bolts, and it does make a difference. The 0.01 seconds definitely does help you out. And anyways, Burnout, just so this Shockwave doesn't become as mediocre. And you may be asking, why would you invest points to make a mediocre spell, not so mediocre? But the reason why is so you can get Blaze Prison, because Blaze Prison is an incredibly important spell in both Arena and against Mage and healers, and you really want to have this. You just want to have as many utility spells as possible, and Lightning because it does by far the most amount of damage. Even more damage than Ice Meteor. Lightning crits for about 2.7, 2.8k, and depending on your spell power can get up to 3k. So if it ticks 4 times with a trinket, you're doing about 12k damage and it's instacast. That never goes wrong, and it works even when you're stunned. Meanwhile, Ice Meteor, it's a 3-second cast. It does around 2k, 3k damage, and it's interruptible, and it's very. And then there's a time for the Ice Meteor to actually fall down, so it's pretty mediocre overall. And then wanted to chain lightning so I can activate lightning a little more often, because that's my only real source of single target damage, and Blaze Prison in order to kill mages and in order to kill healers. And overall, I really like this spec. I can show you these combos. I can show you some quick combos later on, but it's kind of like a whatever deal. I'll probably look for a dummy later on, so I can show you guys. But I'm probably make a dedicated video for it because there are a lot of combos. But for now, that's my spec here. Tell me guys if you agree. Tell me guys if you disagree. Feel free to try it out yourself, but keep in mind it's not as easy to play. You're really gonna need to be familiar with this class. Familiar with your combos, or else you're not going to be doing very well. You're going to be doing very little damage unless you know exactly what you're doing. And it took me about 2 weeks in order to get used to the spec, in order to really get the gist of it. And until then, it's really difficult to use. Some of you guys may pick it up really quickly, faster than me, but personally I had a lot of trouble with the spec at first. So I'm just going to go to Tan Lands and show you guys popular combos with it, and I can't go to Tan Land. Okay then, so I'll just go to Tan Land and I'll show you some of the combos I use for it. I know the video is very long, but you can skip it here. You can end the video here if all you're looking for is a talent tree. But I'll show you some of the combos here, and hopefully they're somewhat useful. Let's see, hopefully no level 1 constantly spams me with trade as they normally do here. So anyways, let me just show you a popular combo, and a lot of these combos are completely, rotated around the fact that you want to keep your opponent completely stunned. So one popular combo I decided to do is you first do this. I can't even say it out loud because I need to concentrate. So Frost Blast, then you want to spam Lightning, then you want to use Frost Bolt, and then you want to use a Shockwave, and then do that, do this right here. And then in this entire time they should be frozen. And then here if they're mage, then you want to use Blaze Prison. If not, you want to use Stone Armor. So anyways, that's a combo. Hopefully you guys actually caught all that. Usually by this time if they're under geared they're dead in the world PvP, but in arena it's a lot more complicated because there is diminishing return. And then it really is dependent on the situation, because if lightning's on cooldown then you want to cast permafrost first, and then you don't want to cast permafrost again, and then you want to cast freeze. And it's just, there's so many different combos, and I really like it because unlike tanks where it's just charge, lacerate, shield slap again and again and again, or Sin is just cutthroat, cutthroat, shadow strike, cutthroat, then dagger stab, or military monks, which is just spam every button there is, and there's not really anything to think about it. There actually is a lot of variety, and even though ice mages aren't the best right now in arena, I still do use them, and I don't do that well because I do random. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This video was just under very high demand from a lot of people. They want to see my ice spec. Keep in mind, it may not be the best. I'm still trying to innovate it. So, anyways, if it's too difficult for you guys, feel free to go back to fire. Feel free, to understand all the other spells first before going to frost, because it's not something you can just pick up and learn like a Sin or a tank. So, anyways, Pohdoh, rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later.